Section 1. The Weight of Yesterday. We all carry a past. It is an invisible ledger of our experiences, a collection of moments that have shaped who we are. For some, this ledger is a source of strength, filled with lessons learned, victories earned. For others, it is a heavy anchor, a constant weight that keeps them tethered to a shore they desperately wish to leave. This feeling of being stuck is not a personal failing, but a common human experience. The mind, in its effort to protect us, can inadvertently trap us in a loop of rumination, replaying old hurts, mistakes, regrets. This constant mental review drains our energy for the present and clouds our vision for the future. The problem is that dwelling on the past is a costly habit. It demands our most valuable resource, our attention. Every minute we spend mentally relitigating a past event is a minute we cannot invest in the here and now. It is a minute we cannot use to build a better relationship, learn a new skill, or simply enjoy a task well done. The past, when it overstays its welcome, becomes a thief, stealing the potential of our present day. Section 2. The Anchor of Why. Understanding why we dwell. To change a behavior, we must first understand the hidden benefits it provides. Dwelling on the past is no exception. Though it hurts, our minds cling to it for specific, often subconscious reasons. One primary driver is the brain's desire for resolution and control. When a negative event occurs, a job loss, our mind treats it like an unsolved puzzle. When a negative event occurs, a painful breakup, our mind treats it like an unsolved puzzle. When a negative event occurs, a personal failure, our mind treats it like an unsolved puzzle. It replays the scenario endlessly, searching for a different move we could have made, searching for a different word we could have said. This reenactment creates the illusion of control, making us feel like we could retroactively solve the problem if we just think harder. This mental loop is fueled by our sense of identity. I am the person who failed at that business. I am the person who got hurt in that relationship. Those narratives become ingrained in our self-concept. Letting go can feel like losing a piece of identity. The familiarity of that old story feels safer than uncertainty. Sometimes we get stuck because of positive events too. We cling to the glory days when we felt successful, happy, fulfilled, and compare the present to that idealized peak. It prevents joy now because we measure against a benchmark that no longer exists. Waiting for the world to perfectly replicate a past moment guarantees disappointment and stagnation. Finally, fear is a powerful adhesive. The past is known, the future is not. Fear of repeating a mistake can paralyze us. We think keeping failure alive protects us, but constant vigilance keeps the nervous system on high alert, making us less resilient, less creative, and less open to opportunity. Section 3. The First Truth. The past is an unchangeable fact. The past is finished. It is an immutable collection of moments that have already occurred. This is not meant to dismiss your pain. It is an acknowledgement of reality. You cannot edit a single second of what has transpired. You cannot unsay a word. You cannot unmake a decision. You cannot undo an action. The time for influencing those events has passed. Trying to mentally change the past is as futile as trying to push a river back up a mountain. It is an expenditure of energy with a guaranteed return of zero. Accepting this truth is the foundation of liberation. As long as you struggle with the unchangeable, you forfeit your power, your energy, focus, and emotional resources into a battle lost before it began. True power lies in accepting the past as a set of data points and deciding what to do with your resources now. Stop fighting reality. Reclaim the energy you were wasting. Imagine you are driving a car. Dwelling on the past is like driving forward while staring exclusively into the rearview mirror. You might glimpse where you've been, but you don't know where you're going, and you're likely to crash. A wise driver glances back but focuses ahead. Treat the past the same way. Glance for learning. Don't stare. Acceptance is a continuous practice. When you catch yourself replaying an old scene, say, "This is over. This moment is done." This is not suppression. It is redirection. Section 4. The second truth. You are not your past actions. You are not your past. You are the person who is learning from your past. A subtle but profound shift in identity. We fuse self with actions, especially mistakes. We don't just say, "I made a mistake." We say, "I am a mistake." We don't just say, "I failed at that project." We say, "I am a failure." That conflation is a heavy chain. Your identity is not a static monument carved from the stone of your past. Identity is dynamic. Every action is a vote for the person you wish to become. A poor choice yesterday was one vote. Today, cast a new vote. Discipline, compassion. Identity accumulates votes over time. Consider a ship's log. It records storms, errors, and smooth days. The captain isn't defined by the biggest storm, but by navigating challenges, correcting course, and reaching port. Your past is your logbook, records of mistakes and successes, not your essence. You're still at the helm, separate action from being. Instead of, "I was so foolish," try, "I made a foolish choice and I learned." Create distance, extract the lesson, and accumulate evidence that you can be different. The past provides the curriculum. You are the student who decides what to learn and how to apply it. The third truth that unlocks our ability to move forward is that small steps are the primary engine of significant change. When we're stuck in the past, the distance to where we want to be feels overwhelming. The chasm seems too wide, so we do nothing, believing we need a heroic leap. We wait for motivation. All or nothing thinking breeds inaction and roots us in the past. Reality is less dramatic and far more attainable. Meaningful change is small, consistent habits, not grand transformations. The path away from the past isn't a leap across a canyon. It's one step, then another, then another. Tiny actions compound, building momentum that becomes unstoppable. A small step is always available. You don't need energy to overhaul your life, just enough for the next smallest action. Think of melting a big ice block. You could wait for summer, the motivation approach. Or you could chip away. One chip seems nothing, 100 barely a dent, but daily chips eventually remove the whole block. Each tiny action, making your bed, a 5-minute walk, one email, is a chip against the frozen past. Proof you are a person who moves forward. Focus on process over outcome. Shift attention to the next doable step, like writing one gratitude. This is a game you can win daily. Your brain learns. When stuck, take a small action. Feel slightly better. The new loop replaces rumination through gentle repetition. Section 6, Step 1. Quarantine your thoughts with a time box. First, stop fighting the thoughts. Start scheduling them. Counterintuitive, but giving them a time and place regains control. This is called time boxing. Instead of random interruptions, make an appointment, say 4:00 to 4:10, to think about it, write, analyze, and feel. Choose a specific limit, 10 or 15 minutes. Set a timer. During the window, dwell fully on paper. When it ends, close the notebook, stand and transition immediately to a prepared activity like making tea, calling a friend, or a focused task. It honors the mind's need to process. No suppression. A scheduled outlet makes thoughts less insistent elsewhere. When the memory pops up, tell yourself, "Thank you for the reminder. I'll give this my full attention at 4. Deferring beats fighting and costs less willpower. Over time, the brain consolidates rumination into a controlled period, and you'll often find less to say. You move from reacting to your past to proactively containing it. You set the agenda, a powerful reclaiming of mental space and the present moment. Think of it as putting your worries in a penalty box. 2 minutes for overthinking. You can come out at 4 o'clock. Section 7. Step 2. Cast a vote for your future self with tiny actions. Actively build evidence you are no longer defined by your past. Identity is the sum of habits. To change identity, change actions, even the smallest ones. Cast tiny votes through concrete behaviors. Healthy. Put on running shoes. Productive. Open a document and write one sentence. The key: make actions so small they're impossible to refuse. Use the 2-minute rule. Scale any habit to under 2 minutes. Read one page. Do one push-up. Put one dish in the dishwasher. When motivation is low, a tiny start sidesteps resistance. The brain doesn't see it as a threat. Starting is the secret. Objects in motion stay in motion. Even if you stop at one, you still cast a vote and maintain the habit. Tiny actions generate physical evidence that contradicts the old narrative. Don't argue with the inner critic. Present proof. Hundreds of small votes tip the scales. Belief grows from consistent action. Section 8. Step 3. Architect your future with a possibility file. Create a compelling future more attractive than the pull of the past. Your mind needs a direction. Build a possibility file, physical or digital, that pulls attention forward. Not a vague wish list. A concrete repository of future intentions, interests, and joys you can engage with. Start with a folder, notebook, or digital doc. Fill it with articles on skills to learn, places to visit, classes to take. Include a reading list, recipes, tiny projects. It doesn't have to be grand, just tangible and forward-looking. Use the file as a practical redirection tool. When the past pulls or after worry time, open it for 5 minutes. Pick one item and take a micro step. Create a new loop. Trigger, past thought, routine. Open file and act. Reward, hope, curiosity, gentle momentum. The file becomes a compass, making the future concrete and exciting, shifting your attention forward. Section 9. Conclusion. The choice to begin anew. Today. Breaking free from the past is not a singular event, but a skill built through deliberate practice. It's not about forgetting. It's about refusing to let the past colonize your present. The weight of yesterday can feel immense, but it is not immovable. Understand the mechanisms. Implement simple, repeatable actions. Begin with acceptance of 3 truths. The past is finished. You are not your past actions. Small progress is the engine of change. Framework recap. First, quarantine the past. Schedule it. Second, cast daily votes for your future self with 2-minute actions. Third, architect a compelling future with a possibility file. These aren't magic, they're a system. Results accumulate from consistency, not overnight miracles. On hard days, don't aim for perfect. Take the next smallest step. 1 push-up, 1 page, 1 minute with your file. The choice is yours in this moment. Your future is built one small action at a time. Try one step today. Set a 10-minute timer, do a 2-minute action, add 1 item to your possibility file. Choose one and begin. The power to build a new story lives in your next action. Act now. And hey, please make sure to like, comment, and share this with someone who may need to watch this video.